What is up everyone, welcome back to another video. Here is my southern fried buttermilk chicken burger. The full recipe and the video is here for you guys now. Stay tuned till the end because it's absolutely worth it. Hope you enjoyed this video and try the recipe out. You guys are gonna love it. Enjoy. What is up everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Joey Sultana here with another recipe and video brought to you guys. And in today's recipe I'm going to be showcasing my southern fried buttermilk chicken burger with maple crispy bacon. It's going to be really good and I really love this recipe. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Today I'm also partnering up with Chef's Roll on our Quarantine Edition Takeover. Hope you enjoyed this recipe, and in today's video as well I'm going to be using and showcasing SQ Monarch maple syrup again on the maple bacon. So I did use the Great Harvest on my previous video when I made the ice cream and the iced maple latte. So today I'm going to use it on a savoury note with our bacon. We're going to add a bit of sweetness to our burger and I can't wait to try this out. I haven't used this one yet, so I'm eager to see what it provides. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Now let's dive straight to the recipe and start enjoying our southern fried buttermilk chicken burgers. Let's go. First things first, we're going to start off by making our dry mix for our buttermilk batter. So in a mortar and pestle, you want to add in 21 grams of dry dill and parsley, got 5 grams of chili flakes, 10 grams of garlic powder, and 5 grams of roasted fennel seeds. So you just want to pound this together, give it a good blend until it comes into a nice powder. We got to add in some salt and pepper, got 1 teaspoon of some sea salt and half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. So you can use a blender or a spice grinder for this, but I've just got a mortar and pestle, which is good enough. In a large glass bowl, you want to add in 3 cups of plain flour. Add in 50 grams of your fine polenta, 5 grams of baking powder, and you want to also add in your spice herb mix to your flour mixture and give this a good mix. Awesome stuff. Once that's done, you want to add in 35 ml of some water into your bowl, and this is just going to give a really great texture and an extra crunch. It should form a little bit of lumps like sand like. That's going to give you that extra texture. Moving on, so in a separate bowl you want to add in 600 ml of buttermilk, 2.5 grams of sweet paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, teaspoon of black pepper. Give that a good mix and make sure it's well combined, and set that aside now. Alrighty, so moving on to our next step, but first I want to show you a knife I use all the time in my videos if you haven't noticed, but I use this knife, the Shadow Black Series chef knife from the Dalstrong team. It's an absolute beauty. If you haven't seen their sales, check them out at dalstrong.com. You can also use my code and save 10% for every purchase. I'll leave the link down below. So here I've got 4 medium-sized chicken thigh fillets that have been deboned already. All I'm going to do to these is pretty much just clean out any cartilage or any bloodline that is left on our chicken thigh. So making sure that it's clean and is ready for its buttermilk bath. So I'm going to keep as much fat as I can and skin. This is going to give extra juiciness and extra texture to our buttermilk chicken. Awesome stuff. Once that's done, I'm just going to clean out my bowl and make sure it's super clean and it's washed really well. We don't want any traces there. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to place our chicken thighs in our buttermilk mixture that we made earlier before. Now for this process, I like to soak them for about 8 to 12 hours. For this video, I've only done them for about an hour or 2. Although having them longer in the buttermilk is a lot better and comes out a lot more juicier. Beautiful. Now moving on to our maple glaze. For our maple bacon, what I'm going to use here is the Late Harvest on the SQ Monarch maple syrup. So what we want to do with that maple glaze is we want to add some water. So I've got about 3 to 4 cups of water in there. I'm going to let that reduce to get nice and sticky, and we're going to place about 4 strips of fatty bacon on a tray with some lines paper and a rack, and we chuck our bacon in the oven for about 10 minutes first. And as you can see how beautiful now this maple glaze is reduced, we've let that simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes, right, on a low heat, and comes out really beautiful, like a nice caramel. And also here I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of seeded mustard just to give that extra pop and bite to our glaze. Reduce for another minute just to infuse the flavors together. Cooking at a temperature at 200 degrees Celsius, that's 392 degrees Fahrenheit. And with this bacon, you want to roast it and cook it really well. And you want to give it a flip every now and then. I do a flip about 3 to 4 times. And you want to use that delicious glaze or caramel we made with the amazing maple syrup that we've reduced, and give that a good brush. And every time you flip it, I give it a good basting with that maple glaze. Beautiful. While our bacon is cooking in the oven, we're going to move on to our crunchy slaw here. Beautiful vibrant colors. So this recipe yields about 4 burgers. So we're going to start by slicing up our red onion. I've got 35 grams of red onion, 58 grams of grated carrot, 40 grams of your white cabbage, and 40 grams of your red cabbage. Now you can use a machine for this, a grater, it's up to you, but I love to use my trusty knife from the Dahlstrom. Always works a treat. Awesome. So making sure you check your bacon every 10 minutes. You want to give it a nice flip and glaze it with the delicious maple glaze, making sure you don't burn it. And this is the final stage. It should look something like this. Beautiful, crispy, it's caramelized, and you want to let it sit out there for about 15 to 20 minutes to get nice, crispy and delicious. Now moving on to our slaw, you want to add in 25 grams of your Wild Rocket to a bowl. Follow through the cabbage, the onion and the carrots that we prepped earlier. Give that a nice mix through. Once that is mixed really well, I'm going to add a bit of spiciness to the slaw. Here I've got my homemade sweet roasted garlic and spiced jalapeno mayo. I'm going to add in 110 grams worth. Give that a nice mix and set that aside for later. Now following through our buttermilk chicken. It's been sitting in there for about 2 hours now. You can tell the buttermilk is really glued onto the chicken. So you want to start by coating this into your flour mixture, making sure that it's well coated and ready to go. Set that aside. And we're going to bring a pot of vegetable oil to temperature at 175 degrees Celsius. And you want to have about 4 liters worth here of vegetable oil. You can use canola oil or sunflower oil, any neutral oil is great. Cook your chicken for about 6 minutes and make sure you're maintaining the temperature at 170 degrees Celsius to 175 degrees Celsius. Make sure you don't go below 170 because that could really cause the breading of the chicken thigh to come off your chicken, which won't be that great. So you want it to be on a good heat to make sure you maintain that crispiness and it holds onto your chicken thigh, which is absolutely looking amazing. As you can tell, almost looks like KFC chicken here, looking and smelling divine in the kitchen. Say hello to the camera, and we're going to give this one a last frying. So 6 minutes, cook it at 175 degrees for best results, and it should come out amazing. Now it depends on the size of your chicken thigh. If it is a lot larger, then you will go for an extra 2 to 3 minutes depending on the size. Season with a pinch of salt and let it rest for about 3 to 4 minutes before serving. Now cook the rest of your chicken thighs until nice, golden and crisp. Beautiful stuff. Now this is what you want. You want a good amount of heat in your pot just to give that a really nice hit of crispiness to our chicken. The polenta and the baking powder really do play a major role to this chicken. Now while that's resting, we're going to toast our buns here. I've just got 4 medium-sized brioche buns. Just going to butter a griddle pan with just unsalted butter, and you want to toast these buns until nice, golden and crisp. You can use other style buns like a milk bun or a wheat bun. It's really totally up to you. I just love the buttery note and the creaminess that it gives to our burger. Nice and soft. Beautiful. Now let that set aside, and also what we're going to do is I'm going to fry an egg here. in a good amount of butter. This is an optional, but I love a fried egg on my burgers, and really on this Southern Fried Buttermilk Chicken Burger, it just adds a whole new dimension. The egg yolk is almost like a sauce itself. Beautiful. Now look at our bacon, it's come out super crispy. Just hear that crispy sound, yum. I just like to cut it in half and just to make it a lot easier to portion, and you can just eat it on its own like that. It's super delicious. Here we go, here is our plate up of our Southern Fried Buttermilk Chicken Burger. Enjoy. Thanks guys for watching. There is your Southern Fried Buttermilk Chicken Burgers with my maple glazed crispy bacon. I'd just like to say thank you to Chef's Roll community for collaborating with me today on our quarantine edition takeover. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and the recipe. Also like to say thank you to Eskimo for providing me with their very best maple syrup. Today I used the Late Harvest. So also in my previous videos I made an ice cream and an iced maple latte using the Great Harvest, so do check those videos out if you are keen to try this out. I do recommend these are probably the best maple syrup I've ever had. Do check them out guys, and that is it. Hope you enjoyed this video and the recipe. Like I said, full recipe will be written down below and I'll publish this up all on my socials, so do check that out on Joey Sultana. Have a crack at this and really do enjoy this delicious burger. Thanks for watching everyone, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you very soon with another recipe and video. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time. All the best. Ciao.